You wouldn't believe the amount of times I've had men and women, both online and in real life, tell me that I should surrender to my natural beauty. Embrace your bare-faced skin as long as you don't have any acne or hyperpigmentation. And also embrace your stomach as long as you have a tiny waist and it's not too big. And embrace your smile as long as you don't have a gap between your teeth. It's like they want us to toss out our concealer, our mascara, all that, but only if you fit some invisible criteria. And this invisible criteria differs around the world. Like some places having a big butt is seen as attractive and other places it's not. So for the sake of being on the same page, I'm going to focus on Western culture in this video because most of you seem to be from the West as well. I mean, I do have some listeners from the East, so shout out to y'all. So I guess y'all can learn some things today. But before we continue with today's mess of a video topic, let's talk about something that is anything but a mess, and that is Love and Pies. Love and Pies is a mobile game that is available to download for free. Yes, you heard me right. You can download it for free. But it isn't just your average game. It's a captivating journey filled with intrigue, gossip, mystery, and drama. And don't act like you don't like drama. I know you do. In Love and Pies, you immerse yourself into the world of Amelia, who is a single mom who unexpectedly inherits her family's cafe following a mysterious fire. So it's a very challenging time for Amelia, but that's where you come in because you help her build her cafe from scratch, and it's a really fun and just relaxing journey. You get to dive into the world of baking as you match ingredients to create delicious pies for your customers and treats. And honestly, I get to live out my fantasy of baking because I don't know how to bake or cook, but I get to do it on the game. You know what I mean? So I'm like living out my dream life of being an amazing baker. And with every successful order, you earn tips to upgrade your cafe, and you can decorate it just the way you like. So I'm still decorating mine, but like, you know, it's cute though. Like I'm working on it. Like, you know, you can see my little cafe. It's coming together, period. But yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun making ingredients and stuff. I love to just like go on the game when I'm trying to like, you know, relax after a long day of editing and stuff and just researching. I need some time to just like, you know, recoup and relax. So if you like the idea of running your own cafe, decorating it to perfection, and also experiencing a heartwarming storyline along the way with some drama sprinkled in there, then you need to download Love and Pies. So what are you waiting for? Join me in the delightful world of Love and Pies by downloading the game for free on iOS and Android today. Thank you to Love and Pies for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back into the actual video and let's get into this mess. But have we as humans created something that doesn't even exist? Is the perfect face or perfect body something that no one has without receiving any sort of enhancements? And if so, is your beauty contingent upon your bank account? Because these procedures are not cheap at all. You gotta have the moolah. So is beauty synonymous with wealth and just having money?
Insufficient funds, you ain't got no money.
In my humble opinion, these are some valid questions to ask, considering that natural beauty is so valued in society, yet also plastic surgery and cosmetic enhancements are becoming so normalized as well. So what do y'all want women to do? Be natural beauties who embrace their flaws, or do y'all actually just want women to get these enhancements, whether it's facial balancing, lip filler, BBLs, liposuction, veneers? Also, side note, I don't know if you have ever heard of veneer techs. They're trending on TikTok right now, but that's besides the point. I'll talk about it later. What kind of beauty standards are we really promoting? Are they even realistic or attainable at all? I know I asked you guys multiple questions, so choose which one you want to answer, and let's just get into this world of natural beauty. And well, maybe you can answer this question. Is natural beauty a myth? I would love to know your answer on that question, and we're going to also explore it in today's video and also talk about BBLs, veneers, nose jobs, boob jobs, all that jazz. And yeah, we're going to answer that question by the end of this video. Is natural beauty a myth? Or, you know, is it actually possible to be naturally the best woman in the world because you fit the ideal body type and face type? Anyways, let's get into this mess. Part 1. Decoding Natural Beauty. In this section, we will embark on a journey to unravel the enigma surrounding society's fixation with natural beauty. From glossy magazine covers to the flawless facade of social media influencers, the pressure to embody a natural aesthetic permeates every aspect of our lives. The concept of natural beauty often sparks various discussions, ranging from comparing it to artificial beauty to questioning beauty standards in the first place. Traditionally, it's been associated associated with effortless charm, but its definition can vary widely, so let's define exactly what we want to call natural beauty. The concept of natural beauty is subjective, so that means everyone has their own take on it, and because of this, I'm going to take different perspectives into account when formulating this idea of natural beauty. At its core, some say that natural beauty is intertwined with vulnerability, representing an unfiltered and unguarded state of being. It's about embracing one's true self, imperfections included, without the need for external validation from others or any type of enhancement. This perspective highlights the beauty in authenticity, emphasizing self-confidence and self-acceptance. And this idea aligns with several studies that have been done that suggest that being vulnerable makes you more attractive to the person you're being vulnerable to. A study published by the American Psychological Association backs this up. It suggests that opening up and revealing your perceived flaws can make you more attractive, known as the beautiful mess effect. And the study was inspired by the work of Brené Brown, who said, "What makes you vulnerable also makes you beautiful."
That's what makes you beautiful.
Brené Brown is a prominent research professor at the University of Houston Graduate College of Social Work. Just an FYI if you did not know. But what I'm just trying to say is that some people define natural beauty as authenticity. Got it? Okay. Period. While others view natural beauty as an intangible quality, an effortless allure independent of appearance. It's about confidence, style, and authenticity rather than specific features or makeup choices. This notion emphasizes the significance of confidence, personal style, and individuality in defining beauty, underscoring the idea that true allure lies in being true to oneself. I have heard this definition a lot, especially when growing up. My first grade teacher would always say this to us. She was so sweet. So shout out to my first grade teacher. Girl, what's up? And she was just a very sweet lady, and she would always try to instill confidence in us from within. And I feel like that's so important. Every kid should have that luxury of having a guardian, a teacher, or someone, your parent, like just instill confidence into you from a very young age, because that's your developmental stages in life. So anything you see or hear is gonna stick with you for life. So that is super important to have, but I know a lot of people don't, which is very sad, but I think I'm getting off track right now. This idea of natural beauty is so important to have because it helps you build your character and also makes you resilient to all that outside noise in the world. People are very focused on appearance, especially on social media. So if you're already equating your worth to your appearance, then you go on social media and they're promoting, I don't know, veneers or something like that, then you're more likely to go ahead and book with a dentist and do that procedure simply just because people are saying that having perfect, straight, white teeth is the standard of beauty. Obviously, everyone's situation is different, and I'm not saying just because you feel insecure, you're gonna go do that, but just saying you're more likely to get these procedures done when you already feel like your looks are not up to par with what's acceptable in society. I try to have this mindset, and most days I will say I do have this mindset, but some days, I'm not really feeling it. That's when I avoid TikTok. To be honest, my TikTok feed is mostly full of funny stuff. I mean, I don't go on TikTok that often anymore to have like my For You page catered to me like perfectly. It used to be like I don't go on TikTok as much. Usually I go on TikTok to see what's poppin', and what's trending. I go on TikTok to do that. I don't really see like a bunch of pretty girls on my feed. Sometimes I do though. Personally, like I like TikTok, but like I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I am also getting off track, so let me stop talking. In contemporary discourse, natural beauty is often associated with minimalism, both in makeup and lifestyle choices. Embracing a minimal makeup look and enhancing one's features subtly are considered emblematic of this aesthetic. Have you ever seen one of those no makeup looks or those no foundation makeup looks on social media? And like before they even put makeup on, the person already has beautiful, clear, and even skin. Those tutorials used to piss me off back in the day. Honestly, I was just a hater, I guess. It's also because I had acne as well. So I'm like, these tutorials don't work. They should have a disclaimer and say you have to be beautiful first for these tutorials to work. But some could argue that that no makeup look that looks very natural is considered natural beauty because yes, it looks natural, you look effortless, you look like you just woke up in the morning. So some people equate that look to being the natural beauty, to being the standard. These different definitions of natural beauty all hold truth to them. However, I would say as an avid internet user that natural beauty is all about looking natural and beautiful despite it not being natural at all. And just hear me out. Despite the increased increasing diversity in Western countries due to globalization and immigration, beauty standards continue to prioritize features that align with whiteness. This phenomenon reinforces systemic inequalities and perpetuates exclusionary beauty norms that marginalize individuals who do not conform to this ideal. The association of attractiveness with proximity to whiteness is rooted in cultural and historical factors, including colonialism, Eurocentrism, and colorism. These factors have contributed to the glorification of European features and the marginalization of non-white identities. And as a result, individuals who possess features traditionally associated with whiteness, such as lighter skin, straight hair, and Eurocentric facial features, are often perceived as more attractive within Western societies. That's tea. So as I said earlier, Western countries are more diverse now because of globalization and immigration. So not every feature that is considered a beauty standard is Eurocentric, but most of them actually are. Having a big butt, I would not consider that as a Eurocentric feature. It's like the beauty standard, like they take bits and pieces of different cultures and ethnicities and mix it with the European standard and make that the beauty standard. But anyways, I'm just gonna read some features that are considered the ideal features and let me know if you agree or disagree, or if you have anything to add to the list. So these features include lighter skin, clear skin, silky long hair, straight white teeth, a small and defined nose, high cheekbones, full lips, large eyes or round eyes, big breasts, big bunda, and being thin and also having a slimmer face for women. For men, I would say having like a jawline, square face is attractive, but for women, they want them to have like that slimmer type face. You know what I mean? Period. I feel like I'm probably missing something, but just let me know if you want to add anything in the comments down below to the list I just read out. With this list in mind, can you think of anyone who has all of that naturally? I'm talking no cosmetic enhancements, no like procedures, no surgeries, no nothing. Let me know. I'm sure that there are people out there who do have that whole list and the whole package, but how common are they really? And who even created this beauty standard that it seems like you have to buy in order to attain? While there's nothing inherently wrong with individuals choosing to undergo cosmetic enhancements to achieve their desired look, it's also crucial to acknowledge that this idealized notion of natural beauty is often unattainable without such interventions. So if most women don't have it naturally, why is it considered natural beauty? Most individuals have done some sort of cosmetic procedure to get that ideal look. Whether it's veneers, a nose job, boob job, Botox, lip fillers, they have gotten it, and despite it looking natural, it's not, and that's okay. But it's time to have an open and honest discussion about these procedures and to acknowledge that maybe natural beauty is not really natural at all. Part 2, the surgical solution. In recent years, there has been a significant rise in the popularity of cosmetic procedures as individuals seek to attain the societal standards of beauty. From nose jobs to lip fillers to breast augmentations, these procedures offer a surgical solution to achieving the desired aesthetic. However, the decision to undergo cosmetic surgery is complex and multifaceted. While some individuals may choose these procedures to enhance their self-confidence and address specific aesthetic concerns, others may feel pressured by societal expectations or influenced by unrealistic beauty standards perpetuated by the media. Additionally, the normalization of cosmetic surgery as a means to achieve beauty can contribute to the normalization of unrealistic beauty standards and further perpetuate feelings of inadequacy among those who do not fit within these narrow ideals. So in this section, I want to talk about cosmetic surgery, specifically BBLs, veneers, nose jobs, boob jobs. Yeah, let's get into it, y'all. Over on my Instagram, I asked you guys which cosmetic surgery you think is the most poppin', and I gave you guys 4 options to choose from, and it was veneers, nose jobs, boob jobs, and BBLs. Not surprisingly, BBL was the winner. That's what y'all chose, and you guys are actually wrong, because actually the most popular cosmetic procedure from the list I gave you guys was boob jobs, and boob job was the least voted for out of the 4 of them. But honestly, that did catch me off guard as well, because I did not think that boob jobs were that poppin' and that popular. But then one of you guys swiped up to my story and made a really good point. Basically, you said that the media just glorifies BBLs, so that's why we think that it's so popular. Yes, it is popular, but boob jobs have been present way longer. Surgeons have been conducting breast implant surgeries for a very long time, and BBLs are still new. People trust the boob job more because it has been around way longer. That was a really interesting point, so thank you for saying that, because I didn't really think about that until I read your message, so period. You know who you are. I want your input in my video, so I'm going to be asking a lot of questions on Instagram when I'm making a video or just for video topic ideas. So if you want to check me out on Instagram, feel free to. You can. NK's World. Period, you know the vibes. But even though I did expect BBL to win, I also thought that it wouldn't win, just because I have heard a lot of celebrities reversing their BBLs or reducing it. So I thought that maybe people would not vote for it, but y'all still voted for it, which makes sense because it has been very popular within like the last couple of years. So I do understand that. But a lot of celebrities have been talking about getting their implants removed or reducing their BBLs. Kim Kardashian and Black China, dare I say Beyonce, because I know how the Beehive acts. But I'm a Beehive too, so before you guys try to attack me, let me explain. But a lot of celebrities have been getting their BBLs and all that reduced, so that's why I did expect people to stop getting it. But you know what? Scratch that though. Like, I do understand that celebrities are maybe reducing it. However, when I went to Miami earlier this year, every 2 steps I took, I kid you not, I saw a girl with a recovering BBL. I was like, dang, like this is like an epidemic at this point. I don't know what those pads are called. I think it's called ABD. Is ABD? It's like those pads that they wear, I think, to like compress everything together to help with the healing. But my friend actually told me that Miami and somewhere else, I forget, but she told me Miami is actually a very popular spot for BBLs. A lot of girls go there to get their BBL done. So I guess that makes sense why every 2 steps I saw a BBL baddie. Anyways, I say all of this to say that just because celebrities are reducing their BBLs, it doesn't seem like it's translating to the general public just yet. And I will argue that having a butt is still seen as attractive despite celebrities reducing it, but I just feel like maybe not having it as big as it once was is the new trend. So that's what I'm trying to say. Hope it makes sense. BBLs have grown in popularity within these last couple of years, and a lot of people have talked about it, so you may already know about this cosmetic procedure a little bit, but if you do not know, or if you need a quick refresher, I am here to help you. So BBL stands for Brazilian Butt Lift. It's a surgical procedure aimed at enhancing the shape and size of the booty, because we all know how important booties are. And this is a side note, but have you ever wondered why we find butts so attractive? Why, as a society, are we so obsessed with butts? I don't know, very interesting, but maybe I'll explore that in a different topic. But like, I guess I'm exploring it now, but not really, because I want to focus on like the surgeries. Okay, whatever. I was even talking about this with someone the other day, and they were like, I really don't understand why butts are so sexualized. All we do is take a shit out of them. Like, why are they considered so attractive? So I thought that was really interesting too, and that would be an interesting phenomenon to explore, but yeah, let me stop getting off track. Anyways, back to the BBL. So this procedure typically starts with liposuction to remove fat from areas like the abdomen, flanks, thighs, or back. Then the harvested fat is then purified and processed, because the fat obtained through liposuction contains a mixture of fat cells, blood, and other fluids. So the purification process involves separating the fat cells from these impurities to ensure that only pure fat is injected into your booty. Got it? Removing these impurities reduces the risk of complications such as infection or inflammation. The purification process also helps to preserve the viability of the fat cells. By removing damaged cells and debris, the purified fat is more likely to survive and to integrate into the surrounding tissues when injected into the booty. This can improve the longevity and stability of the results. Purifying the fat also allows the surgeon to create a smoother and more contoured look of your booty. By removing all the excess fluids and choosing the highest quality of fat, this can have a more natural and, sculpted and a better look for your booty. Have y'all ever seen a BBL that looks like weird? One butt is bigger than the other butt cheek, or like they're both like droopy and lumpy and just like it doesn't look natural? I'm assuming that their doctors do not purify the fat, because why does their booties look like that? I'd be pissed. I would sue ASAP No Rocky because why are you making my booty all the way down to my knees? Does that make sense? Anyways, once the fat is purified, then it is injected into the booty to achieve the desired shape and volume that the patient wants. People seek out this surgery for various different reasons, such as enhancing the size and shape of your butt, or providing a more youthful and lifted appearance to your butt. Also, like the BBL procedure results in a more balanced and proportionate body contour. That's just a couple of the reasons why people seek out this surgery. So the recovery time after getting a BBL varies for everyone, but typically you have to avoid intense activities for like like several weeks. And with any surgical procedure, the BBL carries risks such as infections, bleeding, and adverse reactions to the anesthesia. And there's also a risk of fat embolism, where injected fat enters the bloodstream and blocks the blood flow to vital organs, which can be deadly. A lot of women have lost their lives to BBLs or have had near-death experiences after getting a BBL. So this is a risky procedure to get, so no corners should be cut if you actually want to proceed with this procedure. Get it by someone who is licensed. Don't cut corners and try to get it for cheap at some random place in the back of a store. Go to an actual doctor and get it done professionally. This procedure became popular partly due to cultural influences, including the rise of Brazilian beauty standards, the popularity of Black culture and aesthetic, and the increased invisibility of curvier figures in the media and popular culture. Celebrities like Jennifer Lopez, Kim Kardashian, and Beyonce, who are known for their looks and curves, also contributed to the trend because people were fascinated by them, by their beauty and their looks. And their booty. And it's just interesting because this trend of having a big butt says, okay, get a big butt, but also be slim everywhere else. Basically, all your fat should be concentrated in your booty. You shouldn't have any fat anywhere else. If you naturally have a big butt, wouldn't it make sense for you to have a naturally bigger body in general, just because your posterior is bigger too, right? But this trend is like, nope. Only have a big butt and that's it. Nowhere else can be big. I mean, yes, there are women who do have that body type naturally, but how often do we really come across them? How often do we come across women who have flat stomachs, super toned and fit, and they have a big booty? Is it safe to say that this body type is not natural for the average person, so you must buy it to achieve it? I'll let you ponder on that for a moment. So if we use celebrities as examples for this video, then we have to be honest with ourselves. 99.9% of these celebrities, or dare I say all of them, have gotten some sort of procedure done. It could be really, really tiny that we don't even notice it, or it can be more extra and then we do notice it. But I might have to say all of them have gotten something done. And that's not a problem. Like, that's totally fine to get work done, to do whatever you gotta do. But let's not frame it as natural when it's not natural, because celebrities are already considered the beauty standard. A lot of them are. So we're like, oh, they naturally were able to have a tiny nose, a big butt, and a slim body. Like, it's not natural. I think we need to accept that and acknowledge that, and not keep framing it as natural or not keep framing it as aspirational unless you're willing to pay for the cosmetic procedures to get that look. I might get in some heat by saying this from the Beehive, Beyonce's fan base, but I also am a Beyonce fan. I really do like her art. I like consuming it, her concerts, everything. Chef's kiss. Love that. However, just because I really enjoy her music, I can still call a spade and talk my mind. So after Beyonce had given birth to her twins, she noticeably looked different. And of course, after pregnancy, you're gonna look different because you just gave birth to a human, and she gave birth to 2 humans in fact. So of course your body's gonna change, it's gonna look different. However, after she had given birth, she was able to slim down, but she maintained a bigger, rounder, and perkier butt. It appeared that she had gotten a BBL, but her fans defended her with their lives, and they're like, no, Beyonce did not get a BBL. She's just thick. Or no, Beyonce did not give a BBL. She just gave birth, so that's why she has a bigger butt. Pregnancy gives you more curves and stuff. And I was like, okay, we need to be honest with ourselves. No one is above a BBL, and I never knew a BBL is an insult. Do you guys think that someone saying that you have a BBL is an insult? I mean, maybe if you don't have one, that's an insult, but if you do have one, do you think it's an insult? Let me know. Very curious about that. But it was very obvious to see that Beyonce's body was achieved by a surgeon. When you get pregnant, your butt does not automatically become round, perky, and lifted and like look like that. That's just not how it works. And I just think that it was very harmful for these people to be saying that Beyonce is natural when she's not. And that's fine. I will say though that it does look like Beyonce has reduced her BBL or just reversed it, because if you look at the before and after, you can see that she looks a bit more smaller now. But it is disingenuous to claim that pregnancy makes you look like that when it doesn't. It's okay that Beyonce may have gotten work done. She doesn't need to tell us, of course, but we shouldn't let our love for her blind us and make us act delulu. And I do know some people who have gotten BBLs, so I decided to ask them for their perspective on everything, because I myself do not have a BBL, so I don't really know the insights and all that type of stuff, so I decided to ask my friend. So her BBL costed $5,500 US, and that was just one round. So she said that some girls have to do multiple rounds because of maybe their shape's not good or they want a more snatched look. So depending on what you want and your body type, you might have to have 2 to 3 rounds. And she said that a lot of these IG baddies, a lot of these models and stuff, they have gotten at least 2 to 3 rounds, or if not, maybe even more rounds to achieve their look. And then after she got her BBL, her recovery was like around $2,000 to $3,000 US. After you get a BBL, you have to like go in for massages and stuff and just recovery, and they have to monitor you and make sure you're doing well and that you're recovering properly. So that's also a lot of money. So yeah, you're spending probably like, well, at least so 5, 6, 7, 8, like at least 7K, but most likely it's going to be more than that, especially if you're going to someone who is qualified and has the proper expertise to do the BBL. So it's very expensive. And she also said that recovery can be complicated. Thank God she had a safe and quick recovery, but a lot of girls have had near-death experiences and a lot of girls have died from getting BBLs. Hola, amigos. So I'm just hopping in real quick because I want to share my cousin's experience with having a BBL. She gave me like a lot of insight that I didn't really know about the BBL world. So I asked her a couple of questions and let's just get into it. I asked her why she decided to get her BBL in the first place, and she did say it's mostly due to like societal pressure and everything. She just had a kid too, so her body was, you know, different than she was used to it being. And like when she would go on Instagram, she would see all these IG models or just girls on like Instagram and stuff, and they would have like 3, 4, 5 children and they would still look super snatched. It took a toll on her self-esteem because she was a mom and she didn't have that snatched body, but she would go on Instagram and see all these girls and all these moms with snatched bodies. After she had her kid, her body was different, which makes sense, you know, after childbirth, after pregnancy, all that. Your body's gonna look different and that's totally fine. However, when you go on Instagram and you see all these like IG models, it makes you feel a type of way too. So that was her reasoning for wanting to get the BBL in the first place. And she paid roughly about like $14,000 for her BBL because you have to pay for the procedure, then the post-op, like the care and everything. And also you have to have additional funds in case like there's an emergency and they have to treat it. If they have to treat it, you have to pay them, right? So she said like around 14,000 Canadian dollars that she had to pay for her BBL. But she did go out of the country to get her BBL done because in Canada and the US, doctors can only take about 5 millimeters of fat. You know, when you do the liposuction, some girls want more fat taken out, but Canada and the US have a cap for 5 liters or 5 milliliters. So a lot of girls go to like Turkey, Colombia, Nigeria to get more fat removed because they want to be more snatched and look better. And also if you do go out of the country, it is cheaper, so it's gonna help your pockets as well. She actually did hers in Nigeria, so she left the country to get it done. Then when it came to the recovery process for her, she said it was so painful. You have to wear compression garments, which is what I talked about earlier before, but you have to wear compression garments, you have to wear like these foams and stuff. You can't sit down for extended periods of time. I think it's like 2 weeks, 6 weeks. It depends on everyone because everyone's different. But she said it was very painful because after they do the surgery, they have to do massages, and she said that was painful. The massages were very hard for her to do, and she does have an Instagram where she is documenting her procedure and everything. So if you are interested in like the BBL world and all that, feel free to follow her. I'm gonna leave her Instagram on the screen, and I'm also gonna give you guys other Instagrams to follow if you are interested in like the surgery stuff, if you want to know more about it, or you're just curious about it. So yeah, I was stalking all those pages, so if you want to stalk them how I like to stalk things, then feel free to. Period. She posted videos of her massage and everything, and I could even tell by watching the videos that she was in pain.
I am in severe pain.
She said it was worse than childbirth. And that already told me everything I need to know. I don't like pain, I don't like needles, medication, none of that. So I already knew I could not be able to do that, but I mean, she got through it and like now she looks really great, but the pain is there. And she also said that she's extremely happy with her results, that she came out looking better than she even expected to. She talked about how it's so important to do your research before choosing a doctor. She did her research for a while before even choosing her licensed doctor because a lot of these people don't have proper licenses to do BBLs, so you want to make sure that you're choosing the correct doctor. After she got her BBL, she had a positive and negative experience with people and how they treated her. Once she got her BBL done, she got way more stares, way more catcalling, even from men and women as well. They gave her more attention, more looks, more compliments. Yeah, so she experienced a positive and negative experience. However, when it came to her friends, so this is some tea, she was always known as the Duff in her friend group. Duff is like the ugly friend, right? Wait, the designated ugly fat friend. Yeah, why am I? So she was known as that in her friend group, so she was never getting attention from men or women or anything. Like no one was even looking her way. But once she got her procedure done, her BBL, she started getting a lot of looks. Men were interested in her, they wanted to talk to her. She just got more attention, and her friends didn't like that. They started hanging out without her and trying to like distance themselves from her because I guess it was a hit to their ego. That was like a negative experience because she had to realize that her friends were only okay with being her friend while she was ugly. But when she blew up and like had her procedure procedure and looked better, then they didn't like that and they decided to like basically cut her off. So that speaks volumes, but I'm just saying, y'all be careful who's your friend. She talked about how women would also look her up and down, kind of like they're perceiving her as a threat. And I did also talk about this too. I feel like everything's connected in my videos and stuff, but I talked about this in the You're Not Ugly, You're Just Not Willing to Get Naked. So if you want to watch that video, feel free to. That video is doing pretty well, so hop on it. She said people were like undressing her with their eyes basically because they see her just as like an object, not as a human being, just because of how her body looks now. So she said like adjusting to that has been interesting for her. And when I was talking to my cousin, she really wanted me to include this clip in the video. So I hope I can find it because it's actually a clip from Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I feel like this clip is important to add into this video as well because we're talking about like natural beauty and if it's a myth or not and all that type of stuff. But basically there's a clip in the Keeping Up with Kardashians where Kim was trying to prove that her butt was real. So she did an ultrasound. But my cousin was like, well, if you are getting a BBL, the fat is being transferred to your butt and that's permanent. So if you go underneath an ultrasound, it's gonna be real because like it's fat, it's normal.
So today I am gonna get a butt x-ray, and if this is what it takes to shut up the entire world that my butt is real, then I will happily do it.
So I want you to take a deep breath in and out and hold it.
Okay.
Okay? Whenever you're ready. You ready for Kim's?
Yes. Dump me out.
No implant. This is
Shocker.
all Kim.
I am so glad that I did this x-ray. Whole world doubting me. This x-ray is like the best thing I ever could have done.
Kim Kardashian, her ultrasound came out normal because it was fat. And that's just so harmful though because she's like, oh, I have a big butt naturally. But no sis, you got a BBL. That's my issue with like the surgeries and stuff. If you have it and you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. But if you have it and then you go out of your way to lie, then girl, you know what I'm saying? But that's basically everything that me and my cousin talked about. We had a very interesting conversation. That's why I wanted to include it in today's video. So let's keep on going with this video, period. Okay, so now I want to talk about boob jobs and nose jobs. And I'm just grouping them together because I feel like, I mean, they're not similar, but they have been around for a very long time and they're very popular. So I was like, I'll just group it together, you know, mix and match, you know the vibes. Plus, I feel like they are popular, but not as glorified by the media as the BBLs are. So that's why I kept the BBL separate. Period. Okay, so nose jobs. They are also referred to as a rhinoplasty, and they can be performed using either an open or closed approach. In an open nose job, the surgeon makes an incision across the strip of tissue between the nostrils to access the nasal structures. And in a closed nose job, incisions are made inside the nostrils, providing less visible scarring. Recovery from rhinoplasty typically involves swelling, bruising, and discomfort around the nose and eyes area, and some patients may need to wear a splint or a nasal packing temporarily to support the nose as it heals. After you get the surgery done, it kind of looks scary though, because like I just feel like you're like, ugh. When I was younger, I would search it up and stuff, just look at it, and it kind of scared me. So yeah, I'm kind of traumatized by that, but that's beside the point. But swelling and bruising usually subsides within a few weeks, but it may take several months for the final results of the surgery to actually become apparent. I think like the recovery time is like at least like a full year for it to actually heal and you can see the results of your surgery. Usually the objective of this procedure is to achieve a more refined and diminished nasal appearance or to create a smoother nose bridge. Many individuals opt for this surgical intervention, and depending on the desired outcome, the changes can be subtle, making it difficult to discern that the procedure was undergone at all. Many celebrities have undergone this procedure, and while some outcomes are quite obvious, Michael Jackson, modern techniques often result in a more natural appearance. And as a result, it's hard to tell if someone has actually gotten a nose job or not. I have seen a lot of videos and blogs talk about which celebrities have gotten a nose job. They have said that Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, SZA, Megan Thee Stallion. They have said that a lot of singers, a lot of famous people have gotten this procedure done, but because they get it done so naturally that we can't actually tell unless you look at a before and after picture to see the difference. And while I was researching nose jobs, it made me curious as to why we deem smaller noses more attractive and why we want them. And I found this article that basically said that smaller noses on women is seen as delicate and more feminine and just makes you have better facial symmetry. So that's why people equate smaller noses to being attractive. And this also ties into the discussion of the masculinization of Black women, because Black people tend to usually have larger and wider noses. We get it from our ancestors, so that's how it is. So when Black women have natural, larger, wider noses, they're considered to be manly because that's a feature that society has associated with Black men, or just being more masculine. Does that make any sense? Growing up, I didn't get bullied too much for my nose, but like also when you're younger too, I feel like you're still growing into your features. So like my nose was a bit bigger when I was younger, but I feel like now I've grown into it. Honestly, I like how I look, period. I don't give a fuck. This was like a while back. I think like maybe 2 months ago, I saw a comment that asked me if I was transgendered. I was like, I was gonna reply, but I was like, you know what? Let me be the bigger person and just ignore them. There's some battles that I have to choose to ignore. I cannot be on the internet all day fighting with people. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. But if I catch you, it's on sight. But thank God for confidence and thick skin, because if I did not have any of that, I would look like Michael Jackson by now. And no shade to Michael, he's an icon, he's very talented, but I just personally wish that he did not do all of that to his face. He looked amazing when he was younger. Like the first couple were okay, but after that, it just started looking like not even like human, and it just was not looking cute. But honestly, that's a discussion for another day. He's the GOAT, but the surgeries were too much. And when it comes to nose jobs, a lot of people who do get it tend to deny it because it's easy to deny because the changes are so subtle in the first place. A lot of them say that they just contour their nose and that's it. And you know what? Nose jobs are fine, but I don't understand the lying. If you had a nose job and you don't want to admit it or talk about it, that's cool. Don't say anything. That's way better than going out of your way to lie about it and to say that, oh, I just contour my nose. Because now a bunch of people are going to be like, oh, let me contour my nose so I can have the same type of nose that this girl has. But the whole time this girl went and got a nose job. Like, I just feel like transparency is the way to go. And if you don't want to talk about it, just don't talk about it. Don't go out of your way to try to lie about it. Feel me, right? You get what I'm trying to say? Period. So now let's talk about boob jobs. Boob job is also referred to as breast augmentation, and this is a cosmetic procedure aimed at enhancing the size, shape, or symmetry of the boobies, also known as the Tia Tamaras.
My twins big like Tia Tamara.
It is typically performed by a plastic surgeon and involves the insertion of implants into the breast tissue to achieve the desired appearance. There are different types of breast implants available, including saline implants that are filled with sterile salt water, and there's also silicone implants which are filled with silicone gel. The choice between these two options depends on several factors such as your desired feel, touch, and size. The procedure itself usually involves an incision made either around the areola, in the natural crease under the breast, or in the armpit. Through this incision, the surgeon creates a pocket either behind the breast tissue or beneath the chest muscle and then inserts the implant. And then once the implants are positioned and adjusted for symmetry, the incisions are closed with stitches and the patient is typically monitored during a brief recovery period before being discharged. Like any surgical procedure, boob jobs also comes with its own risk of complications that cannot be ignored and should be understood thoroughly before deciding to get the procedure done. There is a risk of infection at the incision site or around the implants, which may require antibiotics or in severe cases, implant removal. And some people may experience temporary or permanent changes in nipple sensation or breast sensitivity after the surgery. And of course, a lot of people have had successful boob job stories, but you need to be aware of the risk. Actually, my friend, she got her boobs done and she got an infection and was hospitalized for like a week straight. And it was really scary because they low-key thought that she was not gonna make it. But thankfully she pulled through. She's Gucci now. But it's just very important to be aware of these risks and to just ask yourself if you're willing to potentially go through something like that for external validation. I'm not saying that just because you get a certain cosmetic procedure, you're looking for external validation. I'm not saying that. However, I know that is a reason for some people. Some celebrities who have talked about having a boob job include Dolly Parton, Ashley Tisdale, Yolanda Hadid, Kourtney Kardashian, Chrissy Teigen, and the list goes on and on and on. But having larger, fuller boobs is a part of the beauty standard, so a lot of women have felt pressured into getting them, especially let's say after pregnancy, maybe your boobs look different or whatever. That's also a common reason why women decide to get breast implants. Kourtney Kardashian, who got her boobs done when she was only 22, she said that, "I realized that I was made to look a certain way and now I'm considering removing them." And that makes sense because a lot of women have gotten these procedures due to people making them feel insecure for having small boobs or having maybe asymmetrical boobs or just, I guess, not having boobs that are considered the beauty standard. And I would say during the 90s, that was when being slim and having big boobs was really popular. When you think of the 90s bombshells, they were white, blonde, slim, and they had big boobs. There wasn't an emphasis on the butt yet. It was just the boobs. But if we're being honest, the size of your tia temeras depend on your genetics. So some of y'all are blessed with big boobs and some of y'all are not. And that's okay. I'm part of the itty bitty titty community, so shout out to y'all. Y'all know what's up. But also I think it's important to mention as well that just because you have bigger boobs, bigger tia temeras, that's not really the best thing in the world, because I do know a lot of people who have bigger ones naturally and they're talking about getting reductions because of the back pain. My friend told me that once she has her kids and she's done with having her children, she is going straight to the doctor's office and getting a breast reduction. So that's why I don't complain about my size, because I have a lot of friends who just don't like their size because it's too big. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me be grateful that I don't have back pain. And thinking about this actually reminds me of this quote. I forget like the exact quote, but basically it was just saying that people want what they don't have. Women who have smaller boobs want bigger boobs, then women who have bigger boobs want smaller boobs. So honestly, moral of the story, love yourself. Okay, so lastly, I want to talk about veneers because they are also very popular. And also I want to talk about the questionable rise of these veneer techs a little bit because it's trending on TikTok. So I might as well talk about it here as well and keep you up to date if you don't know what's popping over there. So dental veneers are thin, custom-made shells designed to cover the front surface of teeth, which enhances their appearance. These shells are typically made from tooth-colored materials like porcelain or composite resin, and they are bonded to the front of the teeth to improve their overall color, appearance, shape, size, symmetry, all that type of stuff. Basically to make you have an even and symmetrical smile. Before placing veneers, a small amount of enamel may need to be removed from the front surface of the teeth to accommodate the thickness of the veneer. This step ensures a proper fit and a natural appearance. So after all that tooth preparation, digital scans or impressions are taken of the teeth to create these custom veneers that fit precisely over that person's teeth. And while these permanent veneers are being made in the dental laboratory or whatever, sometimes the patients are given temporary veneers in place while they wait for their custom ones to be made. And once the custom veneers are ready, they are carefully bonded to the front of the teeth using dental cement or adhesive. The dentist ensures a proper fit, alignment, and color match before permanently attaching the veneers. Just with your regular teeth, veneers also require regular brushing, flossing, and also routine dental visits to maintain the health of your teeth and to prevent decay around the veneers and also gum disease. And people can get veneers for several reasons. One reason could be discoloration. Veneers can cover teeth that are severely stained or discolored and that cannot be effectively whitened with traditional whitening methods. Veneers also help with teeth that are chipped or worn down as well, so you can get veneers to fix that. Also, they do create an appearance of straighter and more aligned teeth, so this helps a lot with facial symmetry because we know how important it is to have a symmetrical face, so having symmetrical teeth also helps with that, and veneers gives you those symmetrical teeth. And also people who do have a gap between their teeth or have spaces between their teeth are sometimes encouraged to get veneers to create a more symmetrical and uniform smile, despite tooth gaps being absolutely normal and beautiful. But when I think of veneers, I think of Miley Cyrus because her teeth are like very white and very perfect. And when she was younger, her teeth did look different. She had like smaller teeth and it looked cute on her. But of course, people made fun of her because they said that her smile was very gummy. Even Jamie Foxx actually. This happened back in 2009 though. He apparently referred to Miley Cyrus as the one with all of the gums. And he even said that she needed a gum transplant. So that was very nice of him. But her smile has changed and I don't believe that she has ever come out to say that she has gotten veneers. However, it's very clear that something was done to her teeth and it was most likely veneers. She did look great before. She looked very cute and she looked like, I guess, original or unique. That's a better word. She looked very unique with that, but I do understand that she was in the spotlight at a young age. So it's tempting to succumb to the pressures of what people are saying about you, especially when you're super young and in the spotlight. However, veneers are quite expensive, especially depending on what you get, because you can be paying up to $3,000 per tooth, depending on what type of veneers you want. So yeah, that's like very expensive. Wait. How much teeth does humans have? Let's do some math right now. So, oh, it's 444. Okay, make a wish. 444, make a wish. Anyways, let's do some math. Most adults have 32 teeth. So let's say you have 32 teeth, 32 times 3,000. Oh shit. 32 times 3,000. You could be paying up to $96,000 for your veneers. That's almost 100K for teeth. Damn. So because of the cost of veneers, the rise of veneer techs have been very prominent because they provide veneers but at a very much discounted rate. A veneer tech or a veneer technician is a term used to describe individuals who claim to specialize in the placement of dental veneers. These individuals often promote their services on social media platforms, especially on TikTok, that's where I saw it, and they may offer veneers at discounted rates. But please keep in mind that they have no formal education or training in dentistry. They offer veneers without the necessary expertise to properly assess dental health or address underlying issues, which poses a lot of risk to the patient's oral health. I've seen it all over my TikTok page, and my friend is actually the one who brought it to my attention. But I thought it was a joke at first because I actually can't believe that people are willingly going to these people and getting veneers done. Do you not know your teeth is so important and one infection could like mess you up? And also, I don't play with my teeth because when that shit hurts, it hurts. It just affects my whole mood. If my tooth is aching, I cannot be happy because, you know, you feel that pain, right? So why would I skip out on an actual dentist and go to someone who can mess up my teeth permanently? If you're gonna get any type of procedure that I mentioned in today's video, please get it with someone who is qualified to do it. That's probably the most important takeaway from this video. Do not go to these people who are getting their training in a couple of months. That's not how it works. Like, I know it's expensive, but it's better to be safe than sorry. But when it comes to veneers, they low-key kind of scare me. They kind of just look too perfect, if that makes any sense. It looks too perfect, too straight, too uniform, to the point where it's like giving uncanny valley. It just doesn't look unique or individual. It looks like everyone has the same smile. If you don't need it, I personally wouldn't go for it. I just feel like it's an unnecessary procedure. And don't you think it'd be weird if we all had the exact same smile? Because that's what it's giving, the same Hollywood smile, they call it. Do you want everyone to look the same? Because I think that's quite boring, if I'm being honest. Just saying. Personally, I just care that my teeth are white and straight. That's all I care about. Like, I know I don't have the Hollywood smile because I know I have a gap between my teeth. I don't have like rectangular uniform teeth. So I mean, I don't even care about that, to be honest. All I care about is some white teeth and some straight teeth, and I have that, so I'm Gucci. Like, I do feel like veneers are one of the more pointless surgeries. However, I know some people do need it for certain stuff like chipped teeth, worn teeth. Maybe your teeth are too stained, like it's too yellow and you can't fix it, then yeah, okay, get veneers. But I've seen a lot of people who do not need it at all get it. And I'm just like, I understand the pressures, but I just feel like some surgeries I do find very, very pointless. But anyways, I have nothing against veneers. They're fine. I know people who do have veneers. So if you do really want it, go for it. But I think it's just important to maybe check out other procedures that might be more beneficial instead of getting veneers. Try teeth whitening. I don't know like all the dental procedures, but I just feel like there are more options than just veneers. So definitely look into those before jumping straight into veneers. And honestly, we need to let go of this perfection teeth business because it's just weird. Let smiles be natural. Let people show their natural teeth. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but I do understand the pressure, as I said, because we are a very appearance-based society and we want everything to be perfect. But listen, we're not perfect. We're human. I know that sounded so cliche, but like, it is the truth. Like, I don't know what else to say. For the most part, veneers are kind of pointless to me, but if you have had a good experience with veneers or even a bad experience, let me know. And also, if you have been to a veneer tech, let me know because I hope you haven't, but just let me know your experience. Part 3, is natural beauty a myth? It seems that society's definition of natural beauty has become increasingly elusive, as it's often conflated with specific beauty standards that are difficult, if not impossible, to attain without any cosmetic enhancements. These procedures like the BBLs, nose jobs, boob jobs, veneers, lip fillers, and Botox offer solutions to achieve societal beauty standards. However, these procedures come with risk and often perpetuate unrealistic beauty standards. And they're not cheap. So this makes me wonder if the ideal woman actually exists, or does she only exist after going under the knife multiple times? Let's talk. The beauty industry is valued at $532 billion. So there's a lot for these businesses to gain by promoting certain aesthetics. And what do they gain? The moolah. Dare I say that the rise of the beauty industry has intertwined the concept of natural beauty with consumerism. T. So the only way to be beautiful and to hit all of these beauty standards is to spend your money. Let me know if you agree, but let me back up a little bit. So we talked about how having a big bum but still being slim is a part of Western beauty standards. So in comes the BBL, which creates that body for women and men too who want it. And yes, as I said before, there are a lot of women who already have this body type naturally, but not everyone has this body type, hence the popularity of BBLs. Then we also talked about how having big boobs and full boobs is a part of the beauty standard. So what helps with this? Getting implants. So yes, people have naturally big boobs already, but do they fit everything else? Most likely not, because it's literally impossible. Okay, then we also talked about how having straight white teeth is a part of the standard. So what do we have? Veneers. So I think you're understanding what I'm trying to say, that these beauty standards created by society seems to always have a quick fix, whether it's a nose job, BBL, lipo, veneers, Botox, and the list goes on and on and on. So the question now is, were beauty standards just created to make money off a woman? In my humble opinion, yes, I do believe that this is the case. Not only are these businesses and companies profiting by selling products, now these hospitals and clinics are profiting as well, because they're the ones conducting all of these surgeries to make women achieve the ideal look. And these procedures are not cheap at all. We talked about how veneers can cost up to $100K and how BBLs, you have to go maybe 2 to 3 rounds. Just one round is like $5,000, which is what my friend paid. So the price varies where you go, obviously, but these procedures are not cheap at all. So it's like, okay, so does your beauty depend on your bank account as well? If you got the money, you can afford it, because I don't know a lot of people who can spend $100K on teeth, just saying. Our culture's obsession with beauty is unhealthy. And especially if you go on TikTok, it just feels like everything is 10 times worse over there. Because like every 2 seconds you see someone, a beautiful girl, going viral and jump-starting her career by just staring at the camera, blinking or smiling. It's just so crazy how that can jumpstart your career. Being pretty has always helped women in different situations, but typically you have to be pretty and also offer something else. All these singers like Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, Rihanna, they're pretty, but they're singers, so they also had something to offer. And even Kim Kardashian, even though a lot of people say that she doesn't have talent, she still had a show and she was still going out, being around people, doing stuff, releasing products and everything. So she was pretty, but she was also doing something. But now with TikTok, it feels like you can just be pretty and that's enough. I talked about Leah Houghton in one of my YouTube posts. I posted a thing about her because I was gonna make a video about her, but I kind of decided not to. But if you guys really wanted, then I can still do that. But she already had a career though. She already was like a beauty influencer, but that video like jump started it, and like she wasn't even sharing any beauty tips or anything. It was just her, and it's just crazy that TikTok provides that now for people. I won't talk about Leah too much in this video because there is a possibility that I might make a video on her, but it's just a very interesting phenomenon to see, and I just think it shows how our society is very obsessed with beauty and our looks. Like, it's not healthy. It's always been there, but I don't know if it's just me, but TikTok has really exacerbated this issue. But let's not get into this mess of TikTok. The concept of natural beauty often sets an ideal that is both unattainable and paradoxical. This paradox creates an aspirational yet impossible standard of beauty. It suggests that one should achieve a certain look that appears natural, but is actually heavily influenced by artificial means, such as cosmetic surgeries, fillers, and other enhancements. It's a form of idealized beauty that has been constructed through synthetic methods, making it inherently impossible for the average person to achieve without significant resources. It's a cycle that benefits industries capitalizing on these insecurities while perpetuating a myth that is fundamentally unachievable without considerable intervention. At its core, the natural beauty myth serves as a mechanism of control, dictating how individuals should look and feel about their bodies. By promoting an unattainable standard of beauty, it perpetuates feelings of inadequacy and insecurity, driving consumer demand for products and procedures that promise to bridge the gap between reality and this idealized image, which makes more money for these companies, doctors, and all them type of people up there. I say all of this to say that I have nothing wrong with cosmetic procedures. If you want to get them, go get them. And I understand why people do get them, because pressure, people are rude out here, and you do get more opportunities when you're attractive. So I do understand that. However, I strongly advise you to do your research research on it. Do not cut corners. Getting a discounted rate is not worth it. And while you are investing into your external appearance, make sure you're also investing into what's in here. Invest in yourself eternally, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all that. Make sure you also invest into what's in here, because no matter how you look out here, if you're not happy from within, you're not going to be happy, point blank, period. I know that sounds cliche, but it actually is the truth. Do all the surgery you want, but if you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be happy with yourself after all that surgery. Anyways, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. Have you gotten any of these procedures? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Always forget to say that. But yeah, so I'm gonna see you next week, next 2 weeks. You know the drill, period. Bye. She said, hola, como esta? She said, konnichiwa. I say, pardon me. And she say, nabla. No matter where I go, I always want you. Striving for a balanced approach that prioritize that